बार ट्राई करिएगा और 1 से लेके 5 तक रेट।
निर्जला एकादशी और उस दिन आपको ऐसी चीज मैनिफेस्ट करने के लिए बताऊंगी जो आप कुछ भी प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। जी हाँ, सही सुना आपने।
I will share my screen. So in this, thank you, sir, and hello, everyone. So in this session, we will go through uh, how we can use Nmap and how we can install Gunman. So I think my voice is echoing. I think now it is fine. Yeah. So let's go. I will share my screen of Kali. So first, I would like to show you that I have my virtual box manager that you can see here, and I have Kali machine, which is running, where we have the different types of tools installed, and then my target machine is Windows 11 virtual machine. And as I had mentioned yesterday, that what you can do, you can create a NAT network, then and then you can keep all your VMs in the same NAT network. So for doing that, again, I just want to remind all of you. So what you can do here, you can see the tools option, and then you can see the three dots and with the line. Just click here and go in the network. So my virtual box is 7. So download the latest version, maybe one or two previous version that should also be fine. And then click here create. By first select the NAT network and then click create, and then you can set any name like here as I have done home lab, and then the IP address it will automatically assign. So all the VMs in this NAT network are in the same IP range, IP prefix 110.0.2.0, and then you can click apply here, as you can see. So that will set the NAT network, and it will help you doing and learning about the pen testing, because all your VMs are in the same NAT network, and that will help in performing different types of a scan, vulnerability scan, launching denial of service attacks. So all those things, it will be easy. And let me share my another screen then. Let me show you remind you one more thing. So in the VirtualBox Manager also, if you have installed Kali, you can see all the settings here. So just make sure that your base memory, if you do not have a very high configuration laptop, just make sure that it is 4096. If you are doing on desktop, which is powerful, then that should be fine. You can select the base memory as 8192 MB. And then make sure that video memory is 128 MB, and graphics controller it will select automatically VMSVGA. Just make sure what it is, and then you can select the storage like virtual space of 80 gig or 50 gig. That should be fine. And if you have downloaded the virtual box image which I mentioned yesterday, let me show you again. Just give me a second. So if you have downloaded pre-built virtual machine, then the credential is Kali Kali, and you can change it. But you can also download the installer image. But I would say that download this VirtualBox image, and then you can easily install that. And once you have everything set up in VirtualBox, just make sure that network, as you can see here, everything is in NAT network, and home lab and then advanced and promiscuous mode, it should be allow all, so that it will capture, monitor all the traffic on the interface. So that will make things easy. And similarly, you can see that my Windows 11 virtual machine, I have given its the base memory of 4096 MB, and then the video memory is 128 MB, and then network, I have put it in the same NAT network under home lab. So that will makes things easy while learning the pen testing and also performing different scan. So and if you will provide a very large base memory like 8192 MB, and if you have Intel processor i7 and those things, then it will be challenging. Sometimes it will work, but your system will get slow. And also your virtual machine, sometimes it will automatically shut down, because if you do not have enough resources on your host machine, all these VMs will fight for the resources from the host machine, and then it will make things unstable. So it is always better to just give uh, base memory like 4096, and that should be fine to work with if you have i7 processor. So let's go back here. So I think you can see the Kali screen, and this is the official nmap.org website, where you can find a lot of information about Nmap. So you can download from here. So Linux version you can download from here if it is not installed. And ZenMap graphical version that you see here, you can download from here. ZenMap 797.1 that you can download from here, and you can find a lot of resources, reference guide here with all the specifications. You can find the description of all the different types of commands and everything. So you can get all those details. For instance, OS detection, click here, and you can find all the description with all the different options that you see here. Documentation also you can find in different languages. Uh, and then here you can find some information related to ZenMap. So first thing, like if you want to install ZenMap, here is the command. What you can do, just in the Google type in installing ZenMap in Kali, and you will get this page. First page, just this is on the kali.org website, and you can find this command here: sudo apt install zenmap dash kbx. So just use this command, and it will automatically install the graphical version of nmap, which is zenmap. And if this command doesn't work, as I had mentioned yesterday, what you can do, let me show you again. So I think you can see the command terminal here, the terminal of Kali. So what you can do, just type sudo dash I, and once you are in the root, just type apt dash get update and apt dash get upgrade dash y, and just hit enter. It will take couple of minutes to download the updates and upgrade your Kali. And once it has upgraded that and downloaded from all the repository, and then you just type this command again, sudo apt install zenmap dash kbx. It will automatically install, because and what happens when you use this command, it checks in your repository. So if it doesn't find, then it will give you that repository is missing, or it cannot install. So the best thing is first update and upgrade your Kali machine, and then again type this command, and then it will install all the dependencies, and you will have Zenmap, the graphical version, installed. And then once it is installed, what you have to do, let me show you. So what you can do, sorry, you can see here, I have just typed Zenmap in the terminal. Just type Zenmap, and then this graphical version of Zenmap, it will be opened, of Zenmap. And then you have the target box where you can type the IP address which you want to scan. And then you have the profile, like, let me show the different options, like intense scan plus the UDP, intense scan of TCP, and just ping scan, comprehensive, slow scan, regular scan. All these things, you can select which type of scan you want to perform. And then here you can see that you have the host, services, and map output, ports. So all these, first you will get the output here. It will show the output on this interface. You will have all the information, and then you can select the topology, and it will give you the topology details, host details. You can click that. So all these things, it will show you there. So that is the and then you can, as we went through in the morning, that you can also provide the different options here. And if you do not know the options, let's say for uh, source port manipulation, what should I do? Just Google the command, you can find that. And also what you can do, let me show you here. So what you can also do, just uh, perform, like here you can see that nmap dash help. Just type this command, and it will list all the different options. Here you can see what are the different options for host discovery, and these are the options: dash sl, dash sn for ping scan, dash pn for treat all the host as online, and then the different scan techniques, UDP scan, TCP scan. So all these different options are here. Port specification, how to specify the port. For service version detection, what are the different options. So all these options are here. You can try with these options, and let's say it is not working, just Google it, and you will find the documentation and the details. And also, like, for firewall evasion, IDS evasion, what you can do, how you can fragment the packets. So all those help are here. You just need to experiment. And also, if problem comes, then just Google the command, like what is the nmap command to evade the firewall, and you will get the options there. So that you can use. So
ठीक है
idea is to just
ऋषिक
type.
है
Yeah.
yes, I shared a few options in the chat box. Okay,
Hmm.
yes, how we can collect this data, because I gave this data set to my students
Yeah.
and I asked them to do this kind of simulator and generate some data so that we
Yeah.
can compare with the public
Yeah. Yeah.
available data with our own generated data.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
you may read a few of them and indicate there so that a student can understand that how they can generate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will show that how you can collect the data just after going through this. Just I'm telling the fundamentals first, and then I will go through that.
Options there
Yeah,
because the parameter is there. The thing that like source IP address, destination IP
yeah,
address. Okay, these thing
yeah,
if you okay, keep in mind
yeah,
that these thing you have to reflect.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
sure. So these are the different options that you can find here, and if it doesn't work out, just type search in the Google, and you can find that. So coming back to ZenMap, so here you can like type the target IP address. So let's go back and I will show one more thing. So this is my Windows 11 virtual machine, which is the target machine. And as someone in the morning asked how I can find the IP address on which I have to scan, what you can do in the Windows command, just type CMD to open the command prompt and just type ipconfig. And if you type ipconfig, you will get the IP address. So this is my IP address, IPv4 v4 address, which is 10.0.2.15. So that is my target IP address on which I will perform the scan. So in Windows, you have to type ipconfig, and if you want to know the IP address, if the machine is Kali, I mean Linux, then just type ifconfig. And what you can do to capture the data also, for instance, if it, let's say this is the Windows, so what you can do, just go and download and install Wireshark. So let me show you. That is slow. Internet is a bit slow. So just type Wireshark download. And you can download the Windows x64 installer that you see here, and that should be fine. And once it is downloaded, just double click the exe file and it will install automatically. And for instance, you can see here, I have installed, it is already in my Windows machine. So just you need to double click and install, and it will install automatically in your C drive. And then before let me close this and I will open it again. And once it is installed, just type in the search Wireshark, and you can also run it as an administrator. Here, this is my Wireshark interface. So let's say now we have to perform the scan. So what you can do here, you can see here the capture option. So just select this Ethernet option. So now the Wireshark is has started. So these are some traffic which is coming on my interface from different applications. Or so it is those IP address that you can see here. Now what we will do, we will perform the scan, and then we will see what traffic is coming on this interface. So these are some applications which are running definitely on my Windows machine, which is generating this traffic. So let's go on Kali. So as you can see here, I'm on ZenMap in my Kali machine. So what you can do, just type, start with the fundamental, like let's say the basic scan. So this is the target IP address which I have typed, and you can see here Nmap has given me the command automatically. You don't need to type the command. And then let's say we want to perform TCP scan. So one more thing before going here, I would like to show that. So here you can see that this is the if config uh, which I have typed in my Kali. So if you want to know what is the source IP address of my Kali machine, then just type if config, and then it will give you the IP address. So this is 10.0.2.7. That is the IP address of my Kali machine. And then let me show you. And here I just want to perform a basic, let's say perform the intense TCP scan. So select this option. And now you can see here, as you remember in the morning in the slides, that now it will scan all the ports from 1 to 65535 in the range. And then it will give the output. So let's say perform the scan. And also, once you set up all these virtual machines and before performing these scans, one more thing, what I would suggest to do, just perform these basic ping to check the connectivity, whether connectivity is there between your uh, Kali machine and Windows or not. So now you can see that I am able to receive the response from my Windows after typing ping command. So that shows that yeah, Kali and Windows is connected. And now I have selected target as a 10.0.2.15, and this is the command. And I have selected intense scan on all TCP ports. So let's perform the scan. And now you can see that it is scanning. So while it is scanning, let's go back on Windows and see what traffic that Wireshark is showing. So you can see that on the Wireshark, the traffic is coming from 10.0.2.7, which is my Kali IP address, and then it is coming on 2.15, and some response is also going from 2.15 to 2.7 because I'm performing TCP scan. So if you know from computer networks how TCP works, the source will send the scan probe packets, and then the target machine or the server will send the acknowledgement back to the source. So in this case, it is 2.7. And then source will again sends the SYN ACK, and then the connection is established. But if it is just a sync flood attack, then source, generally the attacker machine, it will not send the acknowledgement, and the port will be opened on the target machine, and it will be waste of resource. So you can see here, these traffics are getting generated, and you can save these traffic also. I will show that later on. But let's go back on Kali machine and see what are the information it is providing. So you can see here, it is still performing the scan, and it has found these ports which are open: 135, 444, 139, which is all these ports are well known for TCP: 49664, 49667, 5040. So let's wait, it will take a while before it completes. And you can click here port. So still it is scanning. So let's wait. And let's go back again on Windows. So still we are receiving the traffic. So from 2.7. So now, let's say you want to select some traffic and save it for further investigation or for training your model. What you can do, just click on the stop, the red button that you see here, stop capturing packets. Now it has a stop, Wireshark has a stop. And let's say you are interested in there are different options. First, you can save it as, let's say, save as. And let's say we want to save it. These are the different options that you see here. So generally, it is suggested to save it as a PCAP. So let's say I'm providing it the name first experiment. You can save it. So it has already been saved. And now let's say you want to save some of the information also as a CSV. To save it in the CSV, let's say we are interested into these traffics. And so what you can do, you can select these options, or also from the saved file, you can open it again in the Wireshark. And let's say we are selecting these traffic. So select, press shift and down arrow button, and it will select these. Let's say I'm stopping it here. Then what you can do, again, go in the file that you see here, click on that option, and export option that you see here. So export packets dissections that you see, and export it as a CSV. And then let's say we want to name it first experiment, and it is also just check that where it is getting saved so that you can find later on, see user. And also you can say change the directory. Let's say we want to let's say go here and save it on the desktop. And now the file is getting saved, and let's go and check the file. So here you can see that it is in the CSV format, that traffic information has been saved. So here what I have done, I have directly selected the traffic which I want to save in the CSV randomly, and export it. So to save it in the CSV, you need to go select all the traffic that you want, and then uh, check this option, export packet dissection, and then select as CSV. And then you will, and also you can save it in the JSON format, which is also you can use to for your large language models. So, but CSV is definitely widely used, so you can select the CSV and then save that file, and then it will have all those informations. So that is one like the way. And also let's go and check the captured file where it is. So here you can see that you just open this one and see users. Yeah, you can see here, this is the first experiment file that we just captured. And now let's say we have closed this Wireshark. What you can just do, double click this file, and everything that we captured at that time, it will be open. And now let's say in the first instance, you forgot to save it in the CSV format. Then also what you can do, you can open the captured PCAP file, and then just select any traffic. Let's say I'm selecting this one, and then press the shift button and then the down arrow button. And now let's say select this traffic. Let's say just stop it here. And then again, you can go click on the file and then export packet dissection, and then here as CSV. And now let's say we name it second file and save it on the desktop. So just save, and then the file is saved there. So if you forget in the first instance when you captured the file to export it as a CSV, then also you can do it later on if you have saved the captured PCAP file. So that is the way to export all the traffic that you have collected in the CSV format. And PCAP is also important. What you can also do is use PCAP files and extract all the different features also from there. That is also one possibility that you can do. There are Python scripts that you can just run and it will give you the different features from there. So let's go back on Kali and see what we can see. So I think now the scan is completed. As you can see here, let's go into details. So here you can see that it has discovered open ports. So these are the open ports, which is running TCP. And this is the source IP that definitely we know. And then we know like it also performed a stealth scan and it found these ports. And these are the ports runnings that you see here. These are the open ports and these are the services running. So definitely we know that on port 22 SSH is generally runs. And then MSRPC, that is Microsoft Remote Procedure Call, that is running on port 135 Net BIOS SSN, which is running on port 139. And then all these are Microsoft Remote Procedure Call, which is running. So from security perspective, if you like, let's say you are a security administrator or a security engineer, and you think that these ports, which starts with, let's say 49664, 49665, this should not be open, then you can implement countermeasures to close these ports if it is not necessary. And then you see here, it has also found the MAC address, which can be useful. And then it has found that the target machine is running Microsoft Windows 10 or 11. So, but I know that, yeah, it is Microsoft Windows 11. OS detail, it has found everything. And the network distance is 1 hop. So all these are the different details, like host script results, host details is there, that the name of the host machine it has found. And also, let's say go and find the topology. So you see here, this is the just very simple topology because it is just at 1 hop. And this is the IP address, which you see here, the red one, which is the of Kali machine, sorry, the Windows machine. And this, the black dot that you see, that is the Kali machine. And this is the host details that you see here. The state is that host is alive, which is denoted by state up. There are 13 open ports. And then the closed port is 65522. So these are the closed ports. So this much of these numbers of ports are closed. And it has a scanned 65535 ports, as we know from the command itself. And then it has found the IP addresses, MAC address, operating system details, and let's say ports used. You can see here port protocol, OS classes. You can go and find the details, like it has found that you have Windows 11. And so what I mean to say from here, that all these information are related. So let's say you are working as a security engineer, and maybe your manager has asked to perform the scan and give the team all the details about a target machine or asset that they want to scan. So you perform the scan and you analyze all the results, And then you will also have to compile a report. So all these information are really helpful. So you have to compile a good report, because if you are unable to do that, it won't be of any use. Maybe you understand it, but not everybody can understand how many ports are opened and everything. So people will prefer that everything is well organized. So you need to compile a very good report. And also, let's say you want to know what these outputs are. You can, let's say, let's copy this and try in the GPT app. So let's say we have copied this. Let me go back there. Just wait on. Yeah. No, this is Cali. So I think you can see that GPT. So I've created this GPT application. So you can also create this GPT application and just paste these results, and then it will analyze it. You can provide the query to analyze it. So this is the GPT application which I have created for pen testing. So it will give you a good summary, like as you can see here, it has detected the telling that yeah, the host is 2.15 and MAC address. Sorry, MAC address is this one device type that it mentions, open ports and their description that it gives, like rare on Windows, useful for remote shell access. So 135.139.444. So typical Windows networking services used for remote management, file sharing. So all these insights, further insights that you can get from if you have developed custom GPT applications. And it also mentions like 5040, which is also running TCP. It's need deeper analysis because it doesn't find could be a custom application which is using that. So all these details, for instance, on Nmap output, let's say you are unable to figure out all these analysis. So if you can develop your custom GPT application, which can provide all the further insights. And then security notes, you can get that for instance, about enabled but not required vulnerable in this SMB message signing, TCP sequence prediction. So it is giving all the insights. So MSRPC, which is Microsoft Remote Procedure Call Protocol, so it can be exploited. SSH on Windows, it says that if weak credential exists, it can provide a foothold for the attackers. So next step here that you see here, my GPT application says that next step, SMB enumeration, use a enum4 Linux or SMB client or RPC client, brute force SSH, try to exploit MSRPC, check eternal blue MSF console, and also with tools like Netcat, Nmap, or Banner, try to analyze these ports. So you can use for instance, it also mentioned, would you like to proceed with SMB enumeration or test for unknown RPC? Let's say you provide yes. Then it will, because generally if you will just try on chat GPT for instance, or if you will provide that information, like give me a command to scan a target machine, generally it will not give you that, because it will think that you are using it for malicious purpose. So you have to provide all the context, and you can build a custom GPT application, and then you can perform all these things. So for instance, it is it asked me, would you like to proceed with SMB enumeration or test for known RPC exploit? So when I just give answer yes, so it says that we will start with SMB enumeration using Kali tools, and then check for RPC based vulnerabilities like Eternal Blue. So Eternal Blue, it has mentioned somewhere here. Yeah, you can find that later on, let's say. So it says that run this command, and this will enumerate users, shares, and group info, attempt password policy check, look for OS version and domain details. Maybe this command will work or this will not work. So this is also part of like performing experimentation. So let's copy this and check whether it is working or not. So let's open a new terminal and see whether this command is working or not. It may work or may not work. So just don't forget to type sudo. So it is giving some output. So the target RID range got domain. And what you can also do, the purpose of using GPT application along with this active testing, you can just copy these outputs. For instance, since GPT provided this command, let's go and paste it there and see what insight it is providing. So I think you can see my GPT interface. So let's submit this. So now it is providing me the analysis of enum4 Linux results. So it found, yeah, of course, we know that the IP address, domain, it has found NetBIOS name, it has found MAC address, of course, it is there. Common user name identified, administrator, guest, KR, BTGT, so root, bin, none. Anonymous login denied. So the target does not allow null session. This means SMB shares are not anonymously browsable. So that is a good thing. You will need a valid credentials or an exploit path to access more. Now it is giving me to perform further pen testing actions like use SMB or SSH account Hydra and perform further scan, use run Eternal Blue check. So we will go through those things later. So I'm telling you these things because you can perform, you can create your GPT application and provide all the context, and then you can plan your pen testing using GPT application. You can use the commands and run the pen testing activity using Kali, and then once you get the results, just paste it here and get further insight. And how it is helpful, because it will give you some further like analysis, contextual reasoning that we know that GPT can provide, and you can use those custom reasoning and analyze it. Don't blindly trust the output. Always analyze the insight that GPT is providing, and then you can use those insights to, like, if you are writing a report or project report also, you can use those insights, explain it in your own words. Don't just copy paste, and then analyze it, and that will help you also in the learning process, like to know more about pen testing. And also when you are working in the organization, it is not bad to use GPTs. You can always use, but use it ethically. Don't just copy paste, and don't just rely on all the outputs. Always make sure that human is in the loop, and you always need to analyze the output. For instance, let's say you are performing cyber threat intelligence, and your company has provided some, let's say, you are working for some uh, company organization which is like news broadcasting agencies, and they have found some pictures that they want to check it whether it is genuine or not. And let's say you are using GPT for analyzing it, and you uploaded the photo, and then it says that, yeah, this is a protest site, so maybe there is a protest going on, and it says that it is going on in Paris, for instance. And maybe there are pictures which are blurred, or there are some cars in the background of the protest site, but those number plates are hidden and other things which are very blurred. So maybe the GPT will just analyze the buildings and anything, and it will give you an output that, yeah, this is in Paris. But you need to further and check it whether this is correct or not. So maybe you need, once you will take a deep look into that, and you will find that all the number plates are hidden. So that means that image is not correct. It has been tampered, and maybe the protest is happening somewhere else. So do not blindly trust on GPT, but use it as a support tool in your process. So I'm not going through in this session right now. So let's go back again. So, but this is a good thing that what you can do, you can create your custom GPT and perform this test. So we perform this enum4 application, and also it says that SMB enumeration, try anonymous access. So let's go and try this and see whether it is working or not. So in that way, it is really helpful. And there is another GPT, pentest GPT, which is also very widely used. So let me share the screen. And when you are performing these things, also make sure that, let's go here. Shut down. Yeah. I'm just restarting my Windows. So make sure when you are performing these activities, your Wireshark is running, so that you will have different types of logs in your Wireshark. And also you can run intrusion detection system, which I will cover in the coming days. So you can keep running those intrusion detection system Wireshark, and it will capture all these activities that you are performing. And then you will have a very rich data sets, and gradually you can keep enriching it, and with time you will have a very good data set which you can use it to train your large language model, or which you are making it for analyzing cybersecurity attacks, and that will work in a very good way. So let me start my Windows. It was shut down. Just wait, starting my Windows. Oh, while it is starting, let's go back in the galley. So it gave us a command to, what was the, so it says that try SMB enumeration. So also, if you do not understand what is SMB enumeration, you can always ask this custom GPT, and it will give you all the details. So that is also one thing. So use it ethically, and that is good, but do not just copy paste everything. So it says, session is oh, because maybe the Windows is down actually. So let me start it. Check that again. Now it has started. Let's give sudo here. So say, yeah, anti status access denied. So maybe it is not giving the access. So for instance, let's say you got this output. So always you can copy this. And so this technique now it is widely used for in the pen testing that people use to just quickly get the insight. So now you can see here, let me show the screen. And that generally helps with all the planning and the process that you have to follow. So it will give you a structured process to perform the pen testing. So here you can see that I just pasted the output from there, and it says that anti-status access denied error during SMB enumeration attempt means that target is rejecting the credentials used, in this case, an anonymous null session. This confirm SMB shares are not accessible without valid credentials. You need to use valid username and password of find and exploit. So that is a good thing that we have security there on our machine. So that is one good thing. And then it says give you a next step that you can perform. So that is the way you can create your own GPT and perform that. And while performing these actions, always keep running your Wireshark and your intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system I will cover in the coming days. So let's go back here on Windows. And just press here on the Ethernet. And always, like now it is just ARP protocol because there is nothing right now. So you can keep running the Wireshark and intrusion detection system while performing these activities. And let's go again back on the Nmap. So there were some other commands also. So let me go back here in the slides. Similarly, for instance, what you can also do, let's say we have performed the TCP scan. Now let's say perform UDP plus a scan on the target so that we want to have a mix of protocols and attacks on our target machine. I have already started my Wireshark there and just click the scan button, and now it will perform the UDP scan. And now
Your
let's go back.
screen.
Oh, can you see the Kali screen? Check again. So here, so now you can see here on Wireshark that traffic is coming mixed of like a lot of UDP packets and TFT. And then maybe you can stop it also if you think that, yeah, let's stop and then save it. And now let's go back on the Kali machine. So now UDP scan is done, I think. No, 48.38% is done. So it's still, it is remaining. So the idea is always perform like some mixed of different scan activities and different attacks. And do not, when you are performing these to from experimentation point of view, do not stop Wireshark always. Uh, as I have mentioned, I just stopped that. But when you are planning to perform these attacks for the experimentation point of view, you can keep running it and perform different types of a scan one after another, and you will have a mixed of data sets. So now I will try to cover another HPing that I mentioned in the morning. So let's go. Let me share my screen again.
Tell something about customized chat GPT that you did for penetration testing, because students are new, they may uh, wants to know that how
Okay.
customized.
Yeah. I will cover that. Let me. So what you can do, like if you want to, let's say this is a very basic pen testing GPT, which I have. Uh,
Screen.
yeah, let me share my screen. So I hope you can see the screen. So what you can do is just like explore GPT here, and you can click create, and then you can give the name and everything there. So in that way, like the name you can select and other things. And let's say, for instance, I'm going in my GPT. So this is a my pen test GPT, and you can see here the starting query that it asks: run Kali command for network analysis, create payload using MSF Venom, which we will go through later on, and use Metasploit to perform pen testing. So the idea is this is a very basic one. So you can just create to learn this one. You can click on that, edit GPT, and then you can provide these kind of instructions. Yeah, you are pen tester with 20 years of experience and other things. So I have not given a lot of instructions here, but you can narrow it down and you can give a lot of instructions for the pen testing. But it is always good to give like uh, your setup. Like I have given it a setup like I have a virtual lab with Kali machine and Windows 11 deployed in the virtual box, and use MSF Venom to create payload and deploy it on Windows 11, establish meter penetration and perform pen testing activity, which we'll cover later on, and create payload using MSF Venom and attach it with also some other applications, that the Trojan that we create to attach it with other applications like Notepad or another thing and deploy it on Windows 11. But I would always suggest to enrich that. This is not a very good instructions that I've given. This is just a fundamental. So with time, you can enrich those with more fine-grained instructions, like to perform Nmap scan, and also to perform uh, Metasploit and vulnerability assessment using different tools like OpenVAS. So you can give all those instructions here that use OpenVAS and NSOS to perform vulnerability scanning. And once you find the vulnerabilities, give instructions to how exploit those vulnerabilities, and also use Metasploit and create the payload which I have given here. And then you can start with that fundamental, and also you can provide some knowledge file here, which will give some knowledge to your GPT. So I have given one slide here, which is about generating payloads using MSF Venom and how we can deploy it on the Windows machine. So you can give files here, upload files, and train your GPT application, and then just click update. In that way you can create. So I will suggest just start with some basic instructions and play with that tool first, and then you can, with time, you can enrich that GPT application with more fine-grained instructions, and it will be more helpful in pen testing. So let's go back. Let me share my screen again. Let's wait. Now I will go through the HPing, which I mentioned in the morning. So HPing is also very good tool to perform like attack, like DDoS attack. So it is already comes with the Kali. So here you can see that this applications, you can also go and check whether it is there or not. So information gathering, you can see here different applications, and then network and port. Maybe you can click this one. So here you can see Nmap, Zenmap, which Zenmap I installed it. Mass scan, which is another tool and which is widely used also for performing scan in cloud environment. But we will see later whether. And then vulnerability scanning, I will cover that. So maybe let's
To
just try
scan
here.
cloud environment, we have to give
Mhm.
of cloud, or how we can
Yeah, like
scan.
what you can also do, let's say we have some AWS setup, and we have instantiated some virtual machines there. We can use that tool to perform the scan in that environment, actually, mass scan. So
Only our environment, or we can scan any environment on cloud.
You can also use to scan other cloud sources, but it is not very ethical. But yeah, it is good to scan our own cloud environment if we have. And so that is, I would say, yeah, it is more scalable. You can also use Nmap. Nmap is also used. Many people use Nmap also to scan in the cloud environment. But mass scan, it is more, I would say, it has more scalability. So that helps. But Nmap is also used in the cloud environment to scan it. So HPing 3, here you can just type help, and it will give you all the different options. As you can see here, HPing 3, which is a DDoS attack tool. And these are the different options. And just type HPing 3 dash dash help, and then it will give you the different options. So let's say start with a basic flood scan. So what you can do, just type sudo hping 3 dash dash flood. And let's say I'm using UDP flood. And if you don't know the command, you can always Google like what is the hping 3 command, hping command to launch UDP flood attack, TCP flood attack, ICMP flood attack, or how I can spoof the, and those things you can also ask the custom built GPT, and that will also give you all those commands. And let's say we want to perform the flood on my target machine 10.0.2.15. Let me check that whether Wireshark is running. Let me run it fresh.
So what is the use of sudo?
Sudo, it provides you the root access. So like the admin rights. And if you will run without sudo, it may not, it will not allow you to perform these activities. So you can see here, and just hit enter, and now it is running. And now let's go back on Windows. So you can see in the Wireshark, the UDP flood traffic is coming continuously. And also you can expand this, like let's say click on one of them and then expand the below frames and get more information about uh, a particular traffic that you want to see, analyze, internet protocol version and everything header. That here you can see header checksum is unverified, use UDP protocol information that it is giving, timestamps. So all these things you can also just click on one of the traffic and packets and then just analyze it here also. So here you can see it is coming continuously. Let's stop that and also stop it from here. Let's go back on Kali. So let's just press Control C. So you can see here it has sent 534,000. No, it's 5. Yeah, it's 5 million packets that it has sent. So it can flood a lot. So make sure that your system has enough resources, because maybe it can cause your system to go down. So this is one of the basic flood UDP flood attack. And also let's say you want to perform other, like dash S. So dash S, what I'm doing here, I'm launching, performing spoof flood attack. So dash S, I'm providing the IP address of my Kali machine, and then dash A is like to get it spoof. So let's say 10.0.2.10. And then dash dash flood 10.0.2.15. So you must specify only one target. So let's go back here again. So here, this command which you see, it didn't work. So maybe something is wrong I have provided. So here you can see this is another command. You can also try that. Sometimes the IP, with the IP, it will have some conflict. So here I have given 192.168.1.100 and then dash S and then dash flood and the on port 18. So let's try with this command. So this is working fine. Here, the spoofed IP address is 192.168.100, which is not my Kali machine IP address. So Kali machine IP is 10.0.2.7. So now let's go back and see how the traffic is looking on Windows machine. So I stopped that. So let me, sorry. Yeah, it is getting slow because of flooding. So now you can see that 192.168.1.100. So that is definitely not the IP address of my Kali machine. So that is the spoofed IP address. So that is sending the traffic on, flooding the traffic on the target machine, which is 10.0.2.15. And if you do not know the command, you can also, like if you have developed your custom GPT, you can always provide the query there, and it will give you the command. Many a times it will also give you the command which will not work. So always verify it. So that's why you should not always trust the output from GPT, but always verify all the things that it gives you. So the idea is that you can perform these different types of attack, and then you can save this information in the PCAP and also in the CSV. So for instance, let's say you have launched UDP flood attack from the correct source IP address. Now you have spoofed the IP address with some different IPs. So and also you have performed TCP attack. You have performed the scanning, different types of scan that you have performed, different types of denial of service attack that you have performed, and then you will have a mix of different data sets. And later on, we will, in the coming days, we will go through how you can also launch Trojan attack, and then you can keep all those data, and you will have a mix of different attacks. And also, I would suggest when you are doing these kind of things, also, let's say you can launch, open your browser and also perform stream some videos, maybe from YouTube, anything or any other thing, or maybe have a couple of more virtual machines in your virtual box, and just send some genuine traffic, so that you will have a mix of attacks, different types of attacks, and also some legitimate traffic. And then you will have definitely a good data set that you can rely and train your model and test it. That will give you very good data sets for your project, actually. So yeah, let me stop this flooding. So just press Control C, and you can see here that this much of packet was sent, and 100% packet loss. So the idea was just to flood the target machine on port 80, which is for TCP. So and you will have a lot of packets in your data sets, and you can use it for training your model. Now let's check one more thing. Yeah, port 80 I already mentioned. And also the firewall timestamps, how you can set that. Let's see here. So you can also use sudo hping 3, and then setting the timestamps in the TCP packets that you are sending. Just provide dash s, and then 10.0.2.7, and then let's say we use port 139, which is for TCP, and then provide dash TCP dash timestamp. And yeah, now it is sending the traffic. So again, you will have a mix of different types of data on your Wireshark. So all those data you can save it. And when you are launching these attacks, and when you are saving those data set, you will also find that you have a very huge volume of data. So maybe you would like to remove some data and then train the model, because it will be too much. So because as you can see here, if I stop this, it has transmitted only 30 packets because it is TCP, but in the UDP packets that you see here, this much of packets were sent. So it will create a huge volume of packets in your captured PCAP files and CSV, on your Wireshark. So always you can remove some data, or if you want to start with small, just perform the attack quickly and then stop it so that you don't have a huge data. But gradually you can keep increasing it. And let's check flood that we already covered. And let's check this one also, the nmap. Let's say here we just want to put a star and see how it performs. So you can see here the Kali that I have provided 10.0.2 star, and I just want to perform intense scan UDP. So just perform this, and then it will scan the different IP address. So of course these IP addresses are not there in my system. Of course, one is there, which is 10.0. I forgot my Windows 2019 server IP address. That is there, but these IP addresses are not present. So that's why it is showing host down, host down. So you just provided a star and it will scan all the IPs in that range. And it is giving that, yeah, host down, host down. So it just discovered 10.0.2.15 that we know from the previous scan, and these are the open ports. And again, these are the open ports that it has found. So yeah, and then again, as I mentioned, you can copy these and then get the more insights. Let's say topology is this one. So in that way, you can just scan the whole IP range. So I'm stopping it here, and let go back to the questions. No, you do not need to enable IPv6 in the NAT network. IPv4, that should be fine. So to add another Windows, let me go back here. I will show that. So what you can do, I have also installed Windows 2019 server that you can see. So the same way in that you install Windows 11, the similar process will you have to follow to add Windows 2019. You can just click new, and then you will be guided by all the uh, the messages that you can follow, like new, you can create, give it a name like Windows 2019 server. If it is a ISO file, you can select it from there, and then it can automatically give you all the information, and then just follow the next, and always select the RAM to 4096 or 2048 if you do not have enough resources on your virtual machine. And make sure that virtual size that you provide, 50 gig should be fine. And then video memory, that should be 128. And then just follow the instruction, it will just install it.
IoT devices here,
Sorry?
how we can handle? Suppose we have lots of IoT devices. Can we capture their network from this system?
So if you have IoT devices, let's say, then you need to have some connectivity. Then we can capture definitely. But we need to check the connectivity. Let's say we have some IoT devices, we have to figure it out how the connectivity between Kali machine and also that IoT device. So there are some virtual machines, SCADA machines There are a couple of like engineering workstations VM that is publicly available. We can always download and import it and then perform the scan on those OT devices, IoT devices, and that will also give us the some kind of traffic which we receive when we scan the IoT devices. So that is also possible. But there are some virtual machines. I have not tried that, but I know there are some VMs with all the SCADA system configurations that we can use to get the SCADA traffic or IoT device traffic that we want in our data sets. Let's No, you should not. It is not required to enable IPv6. I have not enabled that. So it is not required. You can just keep IPv4. And then we will also go through in the coming days, the CM tools, and we will also go through some open source intrusion detection system, and there will be more useful logs that you can find there, which you can use to generate. But these logs which from different attacks, that is really helpful. But you can also capture the traffic logs in intrusion detection system with all the signature details, and that can be really helpful for training your LLM. So those things we will cover gradually. What command can we use to close a port if we intend to or in case is not supported to be. So you need to. I have not checked that. Maybe in the Windows Defender, you can find the options. There is a firewall rules option. So there you can check that to close the ports which are open. So I already showed the custom GPT. How you can use that. I mean, just create a GPT and provide some instructions. I have a paid version for GPT, so I'm not sure whether it is applicable for free version. Maybe it is applicable, but you will have to check that. And to have an effective app runnings without causing system failure or slow. So yeah, make sure you do not provide too much like RAM or virtual storage size and processors in your to your VMs in Kali or Windows, and then it will work fine. But if you will provide too much RAMs for your VMs and storage and processor, then that can slow down your system, because maybe your physical RAM, it doesn't have enough resources and they will fight for the resources, and then your system will be unstable. Yeah, dash flood is to we use it to send the flood traffic. IPS, we will check that intrusion detection system like Snort and Suricata. They also work as an intrusion prevention system, but by default, intrusion detection system like Suricata, that is only work as IDS. It doesn't work as IPS. To make it work as IPS, we have to do some configuration. So I will cover it in the coming days. So let me know if you have any other questions. So ports in the network, it is in simple term, we can say that, yeah, it is an entry point. So and there are some protocols running on those ports, and it is a simple language. It is an entry point in the infrastructure. So if you do not have any other question, then yeah, we can You can use any IP address. That should be fine. Uh, uh, you can use I have set the IP address 10.0.2.7, which is generally private IP addresses. You can also use other IP addresses which are private, like 192.168. But without changing those things, you can always use these tools like hping3 to spoof the IP addresses with like 192.168 that we just saw, so that you will have a mixed of like genuine IP addresses which starts with 10.0. You can also provide some public IP addresses while spoofing, like 40 dot something something, and you will have a very rich data sets in that way. So you don't need to go and configure in your virtual box manager always the IP addresses to get the different IPs for in your Wireshark. So you can always use hping and provide different IP addresses, spoof the IP addresses, and you will have a mix of IPs. So can
Okay,
we able
sir,
to?
I think this much for today. Again, tomorrow again we'll meet. And many students asking for the recordings for the second day. Sumit says recordings I'll upload today, and I'll give the YouTube links to her in group WhatsApp groups. And others I will upload it later. Okay, after the session will be over. Means all the summer school sessions are over. I'm going to upload all the things. Thank you, Rishi sir. Again, tomorrow again we'll meet at 10 o'clock.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sumit.